we just did a little back and arms. So what are your goals? I've seen you in here for a long time. Now you train somewhere else mostly, right?
Yeah, I mostly go to LA, just because it's close to home.
And so how long have you been training now?
Seriously, for about 6 years.
6 years. And the competition pictures I saw of you, that was like after 2 years of training?
Yes.
2 or 3 years? Yeah. And you haven't competed again since then?
Nope. October will be 5 years since I competed.
So you've put on some size, some muscle since then. So when do you consider competing again? Are you going to do it?
I'd like to. It's time. A lot of it's time. It's hard to balance with work and having a kid.
So she's a mom, so you're busy, have a full-time job, all that stuff. How old are you?
I'm a single mom.
Single mom, even, so you know she's very busy. So how old are you? You mind saying?
I'm 41.
41. And what got you into training? What made you pick it up? Were you always athletic?
Yeah, I've always kind of been athletic. As a child, I was in sports. I actually didn't join a gym until I was 21. Actually, it might have even been a little bit before that because I was quitting smoking, and that was my thing to go to the gym. I just got into it, and then actually I didn't even hit the gym floor with the weights until I was about 33. So.
And you've been going steady since then?
At about 34, I started with a trainer, and the whole goal was to get on stage, and I did my first show at 35.
Wow, so 1 year after you set the goal, you did it, realized it. What kind of shape were you in when you really got started? You were already in decent shape? Or?
Yeah, I was in decent shape. I've always kind of been toned. I've never been overweight. I would say that though when I was 34 years old, I was up to about 134 pounds, and that was uncomfortable for me at that time. So I needed to lose the fluff, and I started hitting it hard, and I set goals. Like I was always the girl up on the treadmill looking down at the girl below going, I want to look like her. And I've totally exceeded that.
So what are you weighing now?
I'm like 138 now.
138, but you're pretty firm and you're shapely, so you definitely made a huge difference in your body over the past several years.
Yep.
And so how much time is it? Is it like a life commitment thing that it affects everything that you do, or do you keep it like separate from your regular life? Or does it fit into it? In other words, people out there are watching, might be a single mom, might be a mom, have a full-time job, maybe they smoke, they don't think that they have time. What do you say to that? I mean, is it difficult to make time?
Sometimes it is difficult to make time because, like me, I have a very physical job. I deliver mail. I'm out in the elements every single day. There are days where I walk, so I'm walking 7 hours a day. And I've just come to the point where I have made it a part of my life. When people ask me to go out to dinner, most times I'll say no, because I'd rather go to the gym. I'd rather go to the gym and sit there and eat fried chicken and whatever garbage is there, because later on I'm going to feel like crap, whereas if I got on a treadmill for a half an hour, instead of doing that, I feel like I've actually accomplished something. I mean, as little as a half an hour can be, it's something.
Yeah, and so do you meal prep? Or
yes, I do meal prep. A lot of times I take Sundays, I'll make 4 cups of rice at one time, I eat that all week long, or I'll make a whole pan of sweet potatoes, or a whole pan of chicken, and most times I weigh it out and stick it in containers. Meal prep is kind of time consuming, but when you think about the time it saves you during the week, you're just grabbing a container out of the fridge and heating it up. And that's what you eat. You don't eat nothing else but what's in those containers.
So you're pretty disciplined about that food-wise?
Sometimes.
So do you still enjoy your life? I mean, can you eat something that you like? Or?
Oh yeah, I mean, my kid can go for pizza or whatever. You just don't, I don't know, I learned that you just don't indulge every day. I mean, there are days at work that I eat out, but a lot of times I'll go to the grocery store and make a salad. I'll eat tuna salad, shrimp. Sometimes I might get a little bit of a pasta salad or something, but for the most part, it's all greens and protein.
So it sounds like a pretty normal life. So folks out there, you see a recurrent theme here that everybody, including me, work all week. We kind of tend to meal prep on Sundays. And then we eat that all during the week, and Jason's handling the camera duties right now. He's nodding his head. He knows where it's at. So I don't know why you guys are putting it off if you haven't made that move yet. You know, you can gradually move into it. What you say? You don't have to jump in overnight.
Oh, exactly. Because like when I started with my trainer, with the whole goal of getting on stage, I started slow. I said, okay, what's for breakfast? It was, at that point, it was 4 egg whites, a packet of grits, and some almonds. So I started eating that every single day of the week for breakfast. And then I added in a snack like 3 hours later, which might have been 1 scoop of a shake. A scoop of a shake is easy. Just grab your water bottle and dump your stuff in it and shake it up. And then we went to lunch, and then we went to dinner, and I got in that flow of this is how it's done. And once you start seeing your body change, it turns into an addiction. They're different than when I'm out here working out and I start seeing striations in my shoulders. It just pushes me harder.
So I think that's a really good tip that I haven't really picked up on anybody mentioning before, where in her case, she's saying you could ease into it like she did, just like start with one meal, make breakfast, you know, correct, get that correct, and see how that fits into your routine, and then move on more eventually. And like me, just sitting here talking about it with another person that does a similar kind of thing that I do, it kind of revs me up and reignites my desire and determination to go home and eat better and to, you know, to tighten down the screws on my diet and everything else. It kind of gets me revved up just being around people that share the same interests.
Oh, definitely.
And just talking about it, you know, and it actually does feel good. You know, when you get the food, it's pain in the ass to me to make all the food, but when you got the food made, once it's there, it does feel good. Doesn't it, what do you think, Jason?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not only that, I mean, even if you're talking about it to other people, just like the other day, I happened to post an omelet that I made for supper with spinach in it. So my friend has been texting me the last 2 days that that's all she's been eating for dinner because I motivated her that you don't have to eat a burger for dinner. You can always have breakfast for dinner.
I love eggs for dinner.
I did that
I
last
always
night.
have eggs for dinner.
I did that last night, but I also had a piece of cheesecake last night, so
Uh-oh.
that wasn't really great, but
Oh, bet it was.
yeah, actually it was great. Damn, Jason's calves are growing. Wow.
Oh, his calves are sick.
Can't see him from here.
Jesus
My
Christ.
calves are pretty sick.
Mine aren't.
That makes me want to have to stay ahead, so that makes me I got to do more. Because I can't catch up with him on youth. He's got that marketed, and I'm out, so I got to stay ahead of whatever I can. It's all smoke and beers. Anyway, well, is there anything else you might want to share, put out there? We have, right now we have 900 and some women, or females, ladies, girls, some combination thereof, Guerrilla family members that are members of Guerrilla with a Cause. And we have 28,000 subscribers. So that's almost 1,000 women, but it's not a lot overall. And we don't have a lot of material directed toward women. So what can you do? What would you say to motivate some of these ladies that might tune in and see this? Anything you can think of? What is like the key thing that you benefit from this lifestyle? What is the biggest return besides just the obvious that you walk around looking good and all that?
Say learning to be able to control. Like, I'm not gonna lie, some women are controlling. And if there's something you want to control, you can control your body completely. It's all about what you're putting in it. You can, I don't know, you can change anything.
Are you naturally a detail-oriented person?
No.
Really organized?
No.
Me neither. Okay, that's cool. I'm not either. That's why I'm wondering.
I don't know. To me, it's just motivating. Where when I finally start seeing some changes, it keeps me going. And sometimes it's really a release for me because, like, I'm recently divorced. I'm also recently going through a breakup, and I have no control right now over some things with my child, just because of court order. Like, we don't have a court order. So the one thing I do have control of is the gym and what I do with my body and what I put in it, and it's gratifying. lot of times when you're having a bad day, just going to the gym and being around your people, and maybe not even so much getting a really good workout in, but just being around your people, it helps. It's what's the word I'm looking for?
Cathartic, maybe to some extent. I think that's really important. Is the support network. To have friends that live the same lifestyle you have.
Yeah, and it's a positive lifestyle. You're not at a bar.
Right.
You know, you're not out doing drugs.
You got to get your negativity away. If you're trying to do something, you got to have people around you to help support that to do the same thing. It makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, because honestly, through my experience, I've had so many people. They may not say negative things to my face, but they'll say negative things about me behind my back. Like looking like a man. I don't look like a man. I look fit. People say don't get too big.
Yeah, it's not like you're going to wake up tomorrow morning and say, oh shit, I took it too far. I'm too big since yesterday. It doesn't happen that way. If only it
I
did.
wish it did.
If only it did.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I'd rather be big and muscular than have a muffin top. So, I mean, when there are some people that have said stuff to me, but I look at the fact that you put me in a bikini on a beach and her in a bikini on a beach, who are they going to look at? I mean, it's not really all about the attention, but it's all for gratification for myself.
And those kind of comments, they come from insecurities. I try to understand it when people, guys especially, are super, super strong in that area as far as being fragile. Their esteem is very fragile, much more so than women, I think.
Yes.
And anything they can't understand or is threatening for them to relate to, they want to put down. And I know where it comes from, so it doesn't really offend me a whole lot of trying to let it do. But then another thing that she keyed in on, as I know you guys have heard me say this before if you're paying attention, is that if you feel as if your entire life is out of control, if you're in control of yourself, you're in control. You're in control. If you're in control of yourself, you're in control. That's the only thing that you're ever going to be able to actually control. If you're in control of you, you are in control. That's what I believe, and I kind of live that way. So, well, thanks. It was awesome talking to you. And you're going to the Arnold.
Yep.
So she's going to be at the Arnold. Of course, Guy's going to be there. We're all going to support Guy as well when he does a strongman, all this. And if you come by the booth, hopefully at some point or another you're going to run into Angela, and you're approachable, right? People can come up to you, women can come up to you and ask you questions. They can or they can't.
They can. That's the funny thing. Like a lot of times at the gym,
She's laughing like they better not.
No, people don't think I'm approachable because I got my game face on, or you could say resting bitch face.
You gotta wait till after the workout's done, then approach.
Yeah. I mean, I love to talk, laugh, carry on, and all that, but there's times where people look at me and just think that I'm gonna rip their head off.
And that's true. That's true with all of us. I even see it before I know somebody. When I even see it, I'm like, hey, that motherfucker looks like he doesn't want anybody to say shit to him. And it's not that way. You know, it's just you're fucking zoned into what you're doing. So she's very approachable. If any of you ladies out there feel so inclined, you're more than welcome to approach her, ask her anything you want to about the lifestyle. If you're at the Arnold, you must have some interest somewhere along the way similar. So take advantage of the resources you find around you. Well, thanks. I hope we're going to get to talk to you again, and you're going to be around some, and we can get some more video stuff and some training tips from you for women, stuff we've discovered. So, all right, that's it. We'll catch you later.